live, så tjekker den lige. Du er live.
Jeg er live.
Du er live. Så kommer det.
Alright. We were supposed to be live yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday today, isn't it?
Yep.
So we were supposed to go live yesterday, but we were so incredibly tired, so...
And then I ended up not being able to sleep. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Where were we last? Where were we last when we were live?
Where were we last?
Was that when we had the detour or the crazy detour? No, that was...
No, I think we were in Barbizon the last time we went live. That's
Could be.
a week ago when we went to the forest in Fontaine. And then
We went to see one of our friends'
a
friends.
friend of a friend who wanted a treatment.
Yeah.
And that was really good. And we got a shower.
Yeah, badly needed shower.
And got our clothes washed twice. And we gave her treatment, and that was really good. It's great for us too to be able to do something for the people.
And what we're doing, it barely exists in Denmark. Like, it's a combination of something that exists in Denmark and then, but like that when we're...
You're live on the wrong one.
I am.
Yes.
I can see that. Yes. Can I switch? I cannot switch. Okay. Well, I'll go on live. End. And then discard media.
When you have more.
Yeah, we are on two phones, so like I'm sitting over here because
when you have multiple Instagram accounts.
I'll go live over here. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just do it here then. Live. A live fundraiser. Interesting. All right. So, so when people outside of Denmark get this kind of treatment, they're usually mind blown because it's very special. And now we've given a couple of treatments here in France, and people have been very positively surprised. And all the ones we gave in Belgium as well, like we got really good reviews for it. So it's a lot of fun. So we're lucky that people want to try it out.
Yeah, but it's been a crazy week.
Hi, Tina.
Tina, I haven't seen you for years.
That's fun.
Yeah. So it's been a crazy week. One of our really good friends, she died.
Yeah.
And we're not able to come to her funeral.
No.
So that was a shock, and it just made things stand more clear. Or how do you say that? It
put things into perspective, because she's like she was
39
and 2 children, and her husband, who's also a good friend of ours.
We had just visited them
this summer, and she'd just been cleared of cancer, and then she got sick right after we left, and very fast, and then hey Fatima. And then she passed just a couple of days ago, so we had that.
Yeah.
And then we have had so many issues with Google Maps, which you think, okay, that's not a big issue, but like when you're hungry and it's dark, and it's taking you out on a one-way path through a forest, going steeply downhill, and you don't know where you're going, and you don't know if the car will make it, then it kind of is a thing. So we've had that
Yeah, it's been happening
a couple of times.
yeah.
But yeah, we're still here, and now we're in a place called
Tournu?
Tournu.
Tournu?
Tournu, probably.
I think so.
Oh yeah, and then yesterday we went. We're doing this thing called house sitting. So we applied to become house sitters, and you can do that. There's a site where you can do that, and
We're gonna share about that
we're gonna share about that
when
at some
our
point.
affiliate link
Yeah.
goes through, so
And
we can offer you.
It costs a
20%.
bit of money because they don't want like everybody to just join and crash people's houses. So there's stuff.
Yeah.
But through that we met. There was a couple that reached out to us and asked if we wanted to come see them, and they were not too far away, and we said, "Hey, let's go for it." And they were just the nicest people, and they had this crazy story about like, well, everything. So the guy in the couple, he had set his whole life up for sale. He was living in Australia, and then suddenly his wife divorced him, and he was like, he didn't know what to do, so he put his whole life up on eBay, like his house, his furniture, his car,
His job, his friends,
his job.
everything.
Yeah, his like his boss has said, okay, they can have a trial
Yeah.
employment with us. So everything in his life, and then in a couple of days, it had just been picked up by not just local media, but like news media around the world. So he was on all these talk shows, and then that turned into like a bucket list adventure because people kept asking, so when you sold your life, what are you gonna do? And he said, just said travel. Then he made a bucket list of like 100 amazing things, and he achieved 93 of them, and then it ended up that Disney bought the movie rights to his life. It hasn't been made into film, and he like wrote a book about it, and just one crazy thing after another. But they were like the sweetest couple, so
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun meeting
So
them.
we took a chance and went there because we had ended up somewhere in the middle of nowhere because of our GPS
Yes.
that totally failed us. So we had to go back, and then it's we realized that they lived up north, so we had to go half an hour north, and we knew we were gonna get back again, and we are constantly thinking about
Fuel
the
economy.
fuel and stuff and where we're gonna go. So it's like, should we go? So what if it's just we don't click, and it's just like a cup of tea, and then we have to leave again, and it's just we have wasted time and fuel. But he said, well, I think we should go because this situation has like presented itself to us, and we need to say yes and just and do it and see what comes out of it. So we went, and we just clicked right away, and they invited us to spend the night there, and we had a shower. That was really nice. Another shower. And yeah, and then we talked until midnight, and me and our daughter, we spent the night in a proper bed, which was really nice, luxury.
Luxury.
And the next day, we gave the man a treatment, and we were on our way. Yeah, and then we landed our first house sit over Christmas and New Year's. So we're gonna spend that in Spain.
Near Barcelona.
Yeah. So it's not that far. Yeah. So
I'm just making some tea over
he's making
here.
tea. So it's been a wild week, and our friend's passing really put things into perspective because life is right now, isn't it? We don't know when we're gonna go, and then you just have to make some tough decisions and live accordingly to your values. So what are your values? And Are you true to yourself? Are you integrous to you and not just to your surroundings and your relationships, but also to yourself? Do you keep your promises? Do you live accordingly to what you believe in and what you want? Yeah.
And that ties in really nicely because tomorrow we are interviewing the woman who invited us to Belgium.
I don't know if people can hear you. So
I
tomorrow,
hope they can.
yeah,
Well, you can talk about them.
yeah, tomorrow we are interviewing the woman who invited us to come and stay in Belgium. The woman that we met on a parking lot in Denmark. And then we stayed in Belgium for a month with her and family. And we're gonna interview her because she has an amazing story about she went to South and North America and traveled without using any money for 300 days. So she made a whole project out of that. And we know very little about it, so we're excited too to hear some more of that adventure. And what we learned from her is, because when she invited us, she said, so now you're going to come and live with me and my family, and we're gonna treat you, and we're gonna give you stuff and food and shelter and company, and you're gonna accept it. So, and we know that one day you'll be able to give other people what they need without expecting anything back. So she said the key is to give from an open heart and not expect anything back. So letting go of all of your expectations. And yeah, we're learning that right now.
And if Fatima's around still, that's the topic for the
Yeah,
week.
fatty man, that's the topic for the week. Letting go of your expectations. Um, so when our GPS got us in trouble, we got really
Thanks,
frustrated.
Fatima.
Yeah, we got really frustrated
Yeah.
because it was a really nice city that we were going to spend the night in, and
Yeah.
we drove through it, and it was just full of
It was
life.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. People were out and about and having a good time, and we saw that and the nice shops and everything, and then we just that was irritating now.
Yeah,
The video
so
paused.
if you're on YouTube, it's still going on, but our Instagram live is back
And
online.
now we're back. So we and then we drove out of the town, and it was just what is going on here, and we couldn't find the place we were going to spend the night.
Yeah, the GPS had put us in the center of town instead of at the air where we were going to stay the
Yeah.
night, and then we put it back in. Yeah, the connection here is not optimal.
Yeah.
So hopefully you still have sound. But so it and then it put us like on these back roads that were tiny,
Yeah.
and then we're supposed to turn left.
And there
but
was
that,
no
But
road.
the road wasn't there. It was below us, because we were on a bridge, and
Yeah. So
then we
and
just
yeah.
like, okay, then we're just gonna go on, and then we
Yeah.
went on this crazy ride
Yeah. It
through a
was
forest,
it was really scary.
steep hills like this, just going down like one trail.
Yeah.
And
But I'm really
you did
proud of.
very well.
I did so
You did
good
very well. I was cursing the whole way
because he was driving.
and hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Hangry.
I'm not good with
He's
that.
no. Had some chocolate. And then I said, okay, so what is going on right now? What is going on? It's nice. We're in the forest. There's no cars coming towards us. It was just like a
Turned out it was a one-way street. That
very
was
narrow street.
something.
And I looked at the GPS. I was like, okay, so we're going downhill, and then we're just gonna turn right, and then we're almost there. So, and when we got there, it was pitch dark, and when we woke up the next morning, there was nothing. There was a tiny village. There was a church. There's always a church where we are, and
Really nice church
woke
bell.
us up at 8 with the church bells, and it was nice. And then we just did the dishes and went for a walk, and then we talked about what we're gonna do, and then we decided to go and visit those people who had invited us.
Mm.
So, but we could easily have been like freaking out and been really mad, because if we just could have been in that town.
No, that's not where we went to the couple. We went to Bonn after that, and then we went.
Yeah, because they lived in near
Yeah.
Bonn. So I am right. Yeah. So, but because we had to spend the night in
Because they didn't have
Bonn,
time that day.
because they were not. Yeah, they didn't have time. They had to work, and had flying lessons too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it
And we're going to interview them as well because
yeah.
and
It was. I just wanted to say we could have been really frustrated, and been moaning and complaining about that for a really long time, because we are expert in doing that. When we don't get our way, we get really mad, and we think about the what ifs, and if only, then we would have been happier and things would have worked out better, and so on and so forth. But so we're practicing, and we're giving it this exercise to our group, our coaching group, and I hope they'll receive it and think about it and practice it, because it's a relief. It is like, what is going on right now, in fact,
yeah.
and what. Don't let your head like spin off in
Crazy scenarios.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to do that, but
Be prepared, but so since we're here, does anybody have any questions?
any questions, any answers,
Anything?
anything. So yeah, I think now we are ready to start doing our interviews again. So tomorrow,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's been a while.
we're gonna interview the White Rabbit, like she wants to be called, and then we're gonna interview the couple that we just visited with their wonderful story, and they're house sitters too, and been house sitting for 2 years in the same place.
Yeah, they've been house sitting for a lot longer, but when
Yeah.
they were in a UK couple, and they were in France when the first set of lockdowns happened, and they asked around, and a couple offered them a house sit in the meanwhile, just for like short term, and now they've been there for 2 years. So
Yeah, but they've been house sitting all around the world, and it's
Yeah.
just amazing to
all
hear about
over
that.
the world.
It's a whole new world. We have just opened the door, like it's all we didn't know existed. And we
They,
just opened it. We're like, what? There's a whole world of house sitters and pet
Yeah.
sitters in here. What is that? And
there are
people's
people
like,
doing it for a living.
yeah, they've been, and it's been existing for years and years, and we knew nothing about it until we interviewed a lady on one of our summits who were house sitting, and I was like, what is that? So, and you can remember that I said never
Yeah, she said she
wanna
didn't want to do that.
No,
Never.
no, that's
Now
not
we do
me.
it.
And a year later, I'm like, that's a great idea. We should do that.
Always like that. It's like I get this idea, and then it's like, that's a great idea. And she's like, nope, that's not gonna happen. Then 2 years later, it's like, I have this great idea. It's like, yes, that's what I said 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I've moved on.
Yeah, but you still want to have.
But now I still want to do this.
So we're gonna do this. Yeah. So we're going to Spain for this Christmas.
Yeah.
and
So we are
it's-
taking care of a little restaurant / zoo. With
Yeah.
3 peacocks and 3 peahens, 2 pot-bellied pigs, some goats and sheep, I think.
Yeah.
Is
And geese. They don't have dogs. They have geese instead.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
So,
pretty.
do you have any
exciting.
questions about anything like we're doing, like with the interviews or the journey, or how we manage certain things, or
If you have any ideas of who you want us to interview,
oh yeah, that would be awesome.
yeah, please just write it here or in the comment section. Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just blab until we have nothing more to blab about, and then
No, but I like doing this every week. It's actually really
Yeah.
nice. But and because then we, mm,
Is it cold enough?
yeah, we can see that what we have been doing because one day takes another, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's one thing with this type of journey we're doing. I'm not in the picture.
no.
But one day really does take the other, like, because we hardly know if it's Monday or Sunday. Like, people have that thing with, like, oh, I hate Mondays, like, but we don't
We
have
don't know if it's
we don't
Monday or
know if it's
Sunday or
Monday
Saturday.
because we just,
We
it's
have
like,
no
okay,
idea.
today we're driving, or today we are staying here and doing a few things. I'm trying to um, build up, like, a couple of landing pages and how the picture went, it seems, but we're still live.
Yeah.
So I'm making landing pages and trying to figure out how do we communicate this out to people, and how can we help people while helping ourselves, because one thing was when we were back in Denmark and I could do treatments and you could do treatments with me, and that was like a certain thing, and there would be this day these days, and now the routine, there's not much of a routine, which is can be quite challenging for all of us because we really thrive under some sort of routine. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I wanna tell that it's yeah, sometimes it's really nice that we like do nothing. We just go about with our lives, and um,
And
doing a little coaching and taking care of the kids and going for walks and doing the grocery shopping and making food. And but sometimes I get really sad because and hvad hedder det, I don't know what to do with myself, and then I start to question my life if this is the right decision, right? And but I can see we can't go back to Denmark and live because we can afford it, and we don't know what to do. We have tried that for many years, and it didn't work out the way that we wanted to. And when if I can't do that and I can't do this, then I get frustrated, and I don't. Yeah, I feel like I don't have a purpose. And then I found some house sit that I really wanted, and I'm used to when I was applying for jobs years back. I was used to getting the first job that I applied for because that was what I wanted, and I did this. I applied for the house sit, and they said no, and I was so sad. I was really sad, and I got mad at the universe and all that because how come it didn't just work out the way that I wanted? And then I got really sad about so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna go do for his birthday? His our son's his birthday is coming up,
in a week.
and we still don't have a place to spend it and celebrate it. And what about Christmas? And what about New Year's? And what about this and that? And so it's a roller coaster emotionally. Too. Sometimes it's really nice not having anything to do and just moving about in a van, and sometimes it's really sad because you get to think and you get to look at like normal people with normal lives, and they're having a good time. It seems right.
On the surface.
Yeah. So sometimes we want that routines too, the
Mm.
good old routines that you know, you're getting up in the morning and getting the kids to school, and you go to work, and then you come home and make dinner, and then you yell a little bit, and then you go to
Because
bed.
you spend all your
Yeah,
energy during the day and now you have
yeah.
nothing left for your family.
And in the weekends you visit friends maybe, or you go out in the
Finally
garden,
get to
or
sleep in.
yeah, or whatever, right? So yeah, I think the last couple of weeks have been a little bit tough. Uh, yeah, but now we know where we're gonna spend Christmas and New Year's, and that helps me a little bit. Yeah. So and I can see the world is crumbling around us still. So
In a beautiful way.
and that is why we're here, right? So we are not that affected by it.
Yeah. It feels like it can be very challenging, but at the same time, feeling very supported. It's not like we're getting millions and millions of dollars, but like one step leads to the next step, leads to the next step.
Yeah.
We cannot see the road, but it's taking us somewhere,
Yeah.
and it makes sense along the path.
And that's the fun part, right? That's the fun part. What's going to happen today? What's going to happen tomorrow? Because we didn't know that couple on that forum, the new forum that I just joined the House Sitter forum, they reached out to us and we said yes, and then things happened, right? It was so nice.
Yeah.
And they recommended the spot where we are right now, and so
And
that was the next step. And
now
I
we're
have
going to Lyon
today.
tomorrow.
Yeah, today I have written to a Danish couple who has a place here in France, because I got to think of this of a word. I can't say it because he's right up there, and it's a surprise if it works out. So I searched for that certain word on Instagram this morning, and there was just 4 results, and one of the accounts one of our friends followed. So I clicked on that, and it turned out it was a Danish couple who has a place, and I wrote to them and I said, maybe you're our next lead. Who knows, right? Who knows? We don't know. It's like an adventure. It's like a treasure hunt somehow, and I really like that. So maybe they say yes, maybe they say no, maybe they don't see my message at all. But yeah. So let's see what happens. But this week was both. It was really down. We were really sad, and it was really happy too.
Yeah.
So, and confusing and frustrating, and we got a lot of practice this week.
And learned stuff.
The hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is, and
But this is also kind of a hamster wheel, because it's just like, it's a different. Well, this hamster wheel is moving. That's probably the difference. it's never in the same place, but it's still like, you kind of don't see it because it's just rolling along. Yeah, different kind of hamster wheel. It's more like one of those Fred Flintstone mobiles.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah. All right.
If nobody has any questions or comments for us, then I think we'll sign off.
Yeah. Have a great
and
week.
Then we'll be back next week with another episode.
And soon with a new interview.
Several new interviews lined up, and yeah.
So that's good. We're looking forward to that. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great week. Bye.
Love you guys. Oh, that one on.
Yeah.
Cancel. Start. Haha. Okay. All right.